How do you win a Nobel Prize, make the Forbes 400 list, or become a leader in your field of endeavor, whatever that may be? And how can you always perform at the height of your abilities? By making sure your thoughts are an expression of who you uniquely are. Clearly, we are all individuals. No two people's DNA is the same. Our fingerprints are unique. Even among twins, facial features vary. But just as we don't look alike, we also don't think alike. Everyone's thought process is different. Is this something to be embraced, or is it something to be abhorred? Many societies abhor it. A few don't. But listen to this amazing statistic. 90% of the world's wealth lies in the 20% of societies that embrace individuality.
There are societies which in some ways emphasize and encourage and reward autonomy and individuality. And there are others that say that, well, your role is not only to be autonomous, but that there are certain things that have to restrict your autonomy and choice.
When you look at some of the more collectivist societies that do not tolerate any questioning of the state, they are willingly giving up freedoms they never knew they had or could have because they still believe in that greater good, that greater collective good tomorrow, and they haven't come to the conclusion yet that it will never come. But when it comes to invention, and when you mention Einstein, I think that what attracted him to this country is we give someone the credit. You give them the credit, give them the freedom to work, and give them the credit, for heaven's sakes. At least put my name at the end of the movie or something, And I think that's something where in a collectivist society, that's considered selfish.
But the fact of the matter is that even the Chinese recognize that unless they allow for individual initiative and individual expression, then they're not going to be at the cutting edge of ideas and development.
Individualistic societies recognize that when we celebrate a person's individuality, we are encouraging a set of ideas and concepts that nobody else can have. A point of view totally unique, a new color, a new look on life, a new facet to the diamond. If you're not convinced, let's look at a simple barometer of individual thought, the number of patents for new inventions. On a per capita basis, the number of patents registered by collective societies is minuscule compared to those of individualistic societies. For an example, the state of Israel, a tiny country with less than 8 million inhabitants. However, it has a fiercely individualistic culture. In the last decade, it has registered more patents per million in population than all of Latin America, China, Hong Kong, India, Africa, Turkey, and Malaysia combined.
There are a lot of oppressive states around the world. I'm from Turkey. It was very frustrating and very hard to be there because you're always being judged. I was always trying to find ways to express myself as an individual. Coming here and walking on the streets without thinking about what this guy is thinking about me, this lady is thinking about. It's a really great feeling. Because I have all this sense of being liberated from some kind of an oppressive political era. Now that maybe I can make any kind of movies, it's going to be more truthful, more sincere, and more real. And it nourishes me, I would admit.
In Jewish tradition, we often look to the life of Abraham for behavioral guidance and an understanding of who we are and how we should conduct ourselves. The Bible calls Abraham the Ivri, which basically means the entire world had one perspective and he was on the other side.
In Judaism, everyone has to find his or her own pathway to God or to existence. You have to do your own thing. There's a very famous saying, Hakol tzafoi v'hareshut netuna, which means everything expected, everything is preordained, but you have some choice to get there.
When you think of the great accomplishments in art, music, literature, or the sciences, they're always led by people who did something extraordinary because they had a unique, individualistic way of thinking. They had a revolutionary creativity that shed new life on old problems, new mathematical formulas, important breakthroughs. produce new cures for diseases. None of these would have been possible if these individuals were content to see the world like everyone else. Rather than criticizing others for being different, we should applaud them and recognize that in their difference is the greatest expression of their individual capacities and humanity. If you want to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be, you must focus on your own individuality. Remember, you are a one-time event in the world. There is nobody who has ever been or will ever be exactly like you. Celebrate that, and with vigor.